Americans, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. First, I'd like to say thank you to all my new friends that replied to my video response to Dsarti1 video yesterday. Now, let me set the record straight. I'm not bashing Dsarti. No. He has a right to his opinion. He has a right to express that opinion here in the USA. That's the First Amendment in action. And I'll defend to the death his right to do that. Because it's my right to, and it's your right. Now, having said that, I don't agree with Dsarti. I did not attack Dsarti personally. I stayed on topic. I talked about the issue. I didn't call him names. Okay? You see, and that's the type of civil discussion and debate that we here need to have. It's okay for you not to agree with me. It's okay for me not to agree with you. But let's be civilized about it. We don't have to call names. We don't have to bash. That's not necessary. Let's use logic and reason. Now, there was a comment from one individual that said something about, let's see, that, America is white European at its core. And that, that blacks just can't be that because we're not white Europeans. Now, that just shows somebody didn't really think things all the way through. Because using their logic, it's real simple. The Indians or Native Americans were here long before, this country was discovered, okay? In other words, Europeans came over and they conquered it. And they wrote the history books. But you see, using his logic, the white Europeans can't be true Americans because they weren't here first. So it's just absurd. And that's just one point. Let's see, there was another point. Something about I should go watch what was it? Something about In the Hood or something, ghetto, I can't even remember. That shows what the average black, or what average black people are. Once again, somebody didn't think it through. There's no such thing as an average any person. We're individuals. You are an individual. I am an individual. I'm not average anything. That's just some statistics made up by psychologists or statisticians or government or psychiatrists. No, we are all individuals. Now, we might share some things in common, but we might make an average income, but to say that, one person or one thing represents the average black person, that's just ludicrous. That's like, going out and doing something and saying, some hillbilly is the average white person, or Donald Trump is the average white person. It's just crazy. And you see, it's this kind of talk and those kind of thoughts that get people fighting over stuff that's not true in the first place. It just gets people worked up for no good reason. What we should be getting worked up about, and I think most people watching this video know it, is liberty versus tyranny. There's a couple people commented that there are foreign troops on U.S. soil in place, ready to take up arms against we the people. Now, I haven't seen any of these with my own two eyes. I have seen some things, but I haven't seen foreign troops on our soil. But if this is true, this is something that needs to be documented so it can go viral. But back to the main point. Like I said, I am not bashing Dsarti. He has a right to his opinion and a right to express it here in the USA. It might not be politically correct, but that's something that needs to get shoved off to the side anyway. Because the First Amendment wasn't about political correctness. People need to understand that. And they need to, suck it up, because nobody hurts your feelings. I've talked about that before. This book, Taking Charge of My Life. Nobody hurts my feelings. You can call me every name in the book. But you know what? You're not going to hurt my feelings, because I'm not going to internalize it. I'm just going to let it roll off. Like water on a duck. Doesn't bother me. No. So you can't hurt my feelings, okay? You might do things that make my life difficult. You might do things that make my life uncomfortable, but hurt my feelings? No. Come on, we need to just cut all that nonsense out anyway. So, once again, I'd like to thank all the people who sent me words of encouragement, and my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. And I tried to make comments, but there's a lot of people commenting. So if I don't comment to you, one-to-one, please don't feel slighted. That's not my intention. But if you're a fellow prepper, there's a lot of preparation that we need to be doing right now. And I only laugh because it's not a laughing matter, but it's a situational funny. I mean, I don't know how old most of the viewers are, but I never thought growing up that I'd find myself in this particular situation in this country, because I remember growing up, saying things like, it's a free country, it's a free country. But now as an adult, I realize that I've never been free, not 1 second of my life. Never. And neither have you. And when you look at things logically, not emotionally, because somebody said that I was emotional. No, not emotional. I'm not mad. I'm not angry at Dsarti. No. I'm passionate about freedom versus tyranny. And that's what you hear. That's what you see. It's me being passionate about something that's really important. And because it's a choice. Do you want to live free, or do you want to live under tyranny? That is the choice. America is right there. It's a tipping point. It's on the edge. I mean, I think we all know it. I think we all feel it. Gasoline just keeps going up, up, up. Right? Food prices go up, up, up. And all this race stuff, I mean, this is the best way for government to wag the dog. If you haven't seen that video or that movie, rent it. Please. Because this is all staged. This could possibly be part of a bigger plan. Now, I'm not one of those guys that thinks about conspiracies and all that stuff. But the thing is, things happen for a reason. Congress has this country right where they want it. You know why I say that? They're the ones making the laws. If they didn't want our border to be porous, then that border would not be porous. We would not have an illegal immigrant problem, which there's no such thing as an illegal immigrant. What we have are people who have trespassed and invaded this country. Now, of course, the Native Americans can say that about the white Europeans, but I guess, to the victor goes the spoils. So, sorry about that, Native Americans, but you lost. So we got to move forward. I mean, it's just like, yes, my father's grandfather, my great-grandfather was a slave, but you know what? Got to move on. And I think that's what everybody needs to do, is just move on, move on, move on. It's just like, we're here now. We got to live in the moment. Not that we forget the past. We need to learn from it. Okay? Real simple. And I think that's what's striking a chord with people when they saw my video, is that these things are so simple. And I have to chuckle because It just, you got to scratch your head when you go, it's just so obvious. It's like, open your eyes, open your mind, take it all in, and then it should be easy to come to a valid, logical conclusion. I mean, how can you not? Well, I guess if you haven't been taught logic, and since I studied logic, okay, maybe it's simple for me, maybe it's not simple for most people. Okay, I understand that. But I think if it's explained clearly and explained simply, you get it. It's not that difficult. So, okay, I guess I'm starting to ramble, but, that's just me being passionate again. But I really do appreciate all the comments and all the new subs, and I hope I do you guys justice. Now, the one thing is, don't just leave it on me. Okay, some people just like to watch. I understand that. They don't like to, make videos, and that's okay. But if each person does something to promote, the idea that we're in this together, it's freedom versus tyranny, then I believe we might have a fighting chance. Otherwise, we're doomed. So don't just leave it on me. Everybody needs to get out there and just, make this a topic of discussion. Write a letter to the editor of your local newspaper. Maybe go to a public meeting and stand up and speak out for a couple minutes. Now, I know a lot of people are afraid of public speaking, but there's got to be something that you can do to spread the word and maybe inspire somebody else to do the same. Because we're in this together. We're all in the same boat. It doesn't matter color of skin, where your grandfather came from. None of that really matters, because we're all going to either enjoy freedom or suffer tyranny. Wake up, America. Smell the hypocrisy.